Hey friends, so this week we are continuing talking about landscapes, but a different type of landscapes. We're going to be drawing a picture of a cityscape. So a landscape, we remember that a landscape is a painting or a picture of land. Land like we find outside, trees, mountains, rivers, maybe a road, things that we find outside, right? That's a landscape. So, what do you think a cityscape might be? Cityscape. Since it starts with the word city, what do you think it might be? It's a painting or a picture of a city, right? So, our cityscape is going to look kind of like this. I worked on mine for a while. I only used black and white. You can also add lots of colors, which would make it look really, really nice. But if you only have a pencil or a black pen or something like that, that's all right too. So notice that in my drawing, I've got tons of shapes, right? Because when we're talking about a landscape, we see lots of mountains and maybe curved lines like this. Last week we did one of a snowy winter landscape, but when we're in a city, a lot of the times the ground is straight and flat because we build big skyscrapers and buildings, right? So I see lots of rectangles, squares, triangles, circles for windows. We've got some cars in the front here. Okay, I'm gonna show you one more example before we start our art. See, here's that landscape from last week. So here is a cityscape. Looks like a cityscape of New York City where we live, right? So notice that there's a street. Ooh, and this one, there's boats and water in the front. There's lots of different size buildings and skyscrapers. The artist here used lots of different shapes for windows. They added some things flying through the sky, like clouds and helicopters and birds, right? Cities are busy, so there's lots and lots of different things, lots of fun things that you can add. Here's another one. Looks awesome. Okay, so let's get started. All right, let me find a blank page in my sketchbook here. Okay, here we go. So you can do your cityscape like this or like this. I like to use landscape view like this, which means the wide way, but that's up to you. Okay, I'm gonna use my black marker. To get started, you guys can use a pencil or whatever you like. Okay, so the best way to get started is by drawing a line for the ground, right? So I'm gonna do my line right around here. So sometimes you can, if you were doing New York City, you could do water in front, but I'm just gonna have mine be a street. Okay, so I'm gonna draw one long line going across. Okay, then I'm going to start by adding buildings, right? I'm gonna start on one end and I'm gonna add buildings all the way across. Okay, so I'm gonna start up here, like this. Then I'm going to come all the way down, try to make my building straight. Okay? See how it's going off the edge there? Okay, now I'm going to come up from that corner. These buildings are going to be right squished next to each other. And come down. These are tall, skinny buildings. Okay, now let's do another one. Let's use a different shape. How about this one can be a square, maybe? Okay, maybe I'm going to leave a little bit of space between these. Remember, you can design your cityscape however you like. All right, not done yet. We got just a little bit more space here. And because cities, there are lots of buildings, right? So you don't want to just put like one or two because it really wouldn't be a city then, right? So I'm going to make another tall building. Okay. Okay. Maybe one more. Cool. Okay. Now this is the fun part. We can start adding windows and doors, maybe interesting shapes for rooftops. Okay, maybe you see this short one that I put here? I think I'm going to add a triangle on top of that one. All right, maybe this one I'm going to add a curved top. Okay, now I'm going to add some windows. Now, what shapes are your windows? I have a window right in front of me here. It looks like two big squares on top of each other. What do your windows look like? Sometimes people have big windows like this. Sometimes people have little tiny windows like this, right? You can break up your windows and by putting lines inside like that, okay? You want to add windows and doors to all of your buildings. And you can make all of them different sizes, different shapes, and different colors. You can add big signs. Sometimes buildings have signs on them, right? Think about what it looks like when you take a walk outside or when you go to the city. Hmm, a little tiny door. Ooh, I forgot a door for this one. Oh, it's going to be a little curved door. Okay, so you can add some chimneys and smokestacks, maybe. You could add some clouds or birds, some little birds, maybe. There's lots of birds flying through the city, right? Lots of pigeons, different types of birds. Okay. Oh, and so now that we have a street here, we could add some dashed lines because we usually see dashed lines on the street. I'm going to show you how to draw a car. So I know I'm throwing a lot at you right now. So if you feel like adding a car, you can, or if you don't, that's okay too. I'm going to show you a real simple way to draw a car. Okay. And we're going to learn how to draw cars and things that move another day too. Okay. So the best way to start is by drawing two tires, right? Because we're going to see the car from the side. So draw a circle for one tire. Then you're going to draw a line on the front tire. So cars have four tires, but since we're going to see it from the side, we're only going to see two. So we have this type of shape. Okay? Now I'm going to draw another little line in the front. I'm going to come up like that, up like this. That's the hood of the car. I'm doing the front now. That's going to be the windshield. Now I'm going to do the top. Come down. You're starting to see the car shape. Over, down, and close. See? Then you can add little windows. There's many different types of car shapes. So if yours doesn't look just like that, that's perfectly okay. Gonna do a little light at the top, a little exhaust pipe in the back there. Beep, beep. Okay, maybe the little handle. Okay, what color do I want to make my car? I don't know yet. So then I'm going to add some more dashed lines because that's what we see on the streets. Okay, so I could keep working on this for hours if I wanted. You can use your crayons or use markers or whatever you have to fill in these shapes. I'm just going to do a couple here. Make my windows orange. Please take your time on this. Color in the sky. Maybe I'm going to color in my car blue. Okay, feel free to rewind this video and rewatch any parts that you might have missed or you want to see again. Something I loved doing when I first learned how to draw cityscapes was I loved using a highlighter or a bright marker to fill in the windows because it made it look like a light was on if you have a highlighter. Right? Cool. All right, guys, good luck. And I can't wait to see your cityscape drawings. Please make sure you send them to me so we can look at them next week. All right? Have a great week. See you guys next time.